A great feature that SharePoint 2013 has given us with tasks is this timeline feature here. This wasn't around in SharePoint 2010. It's brand new, so let's have a quick look at it and see what features it has. So the timeline, the purpose of the timeline is to give you kind of a quick view of important tasks. So the user can select these tasks that appear on the timeline. And in order to add one, you just select an item, click on the ellipsis, and add it to the timeline. Now what you see here, the scale before on the timeline showed me from May all the way through to July. But because I added this task, the timeline is actually rescaled to all of the tasks that are in it. There's only one task, so it's scaled to that date. If I add another task, you can see now the timeline rescales, and I'll add a third task, and the timeline has rescaled again. So the timeline is dynamic, and it shows you basically the scale of time that you've set, for all the tasks that you've added. If you want to edit anything on the timeline or edit how it displays, you select the timeline itself, and you now get the timeline ribbon here. So you can do some font formatting if you want. You can increase the font of particular selection. So if one is much more important, or if this particular task is extremely important, you can make it huge. I'm not going to do that because it doesn't look very good. Set that back. So you can actually set the format on each individual task, which is very useful. You could color them differently if you wanted to. So it's quite a nice little feature to give you a bit more, you know, make your tasks a bit more visually striking. You can also show which elements you want to display here. So the start finish just shows you the actual start and finish date of the timeline itself. You can show and hide the actual task dates. You can show or hide the notification that shows you where today is on the timeline, and you can show and hide the time scale. But by default, this is what you get. You can also choose the date format that the dates are being displayed in. It's quite useful. And also what you have as an additional feature, which is very useful, is you can change the way that these tasks are displayed. You have the choice of a callout or as a bar. So if you change it as a callout, you can actually see the task is displayed in a very different way. And this is really useful because if you have tasks that don't necessarily relate to each other, but you want to show both of them on the timeline, you could show some of them as a callout and you could show some of them as as bars, and then they wouldn't clash with each other visually there on the screen. So that's quite useful as well. So the timeline is quite a nice little feature. If you want to remove anything from the timeline, you just select it and press remove from timeline. You obviously can edit the item right here. It gives you the call out menu that you get here when you select an item, which is nice as well. And you also actually have the ability to lock the width of the timeline. If you want to lock this for all users, you can do that, giving everybody more a consistent view. Most places I've seen tend to not do that because everybody has different tasks. But sometimes if you have a team all working on the same things, you might want to lock that. So that's quite a useful feature there as well.